DubbelJoint and that's in November. I'd like to take this opportunity to point out the fire exits. There's one at the back there on the left-hand side, the door you came in, and this door here to the right of the stage. If you could refrain from smoking and photography during the performance, and there is an interval and the bar will reopen at the interval. Thank you very much, enjoy the show.
That day started out like every other day started out. Check underneath the car for explosive devices. Oh, you have to keep a step ahead of these bastards. They keep advancing their technology. Gone are the days of the good old-fashioned learn that their mother's knee tripwire wired to your ignition. No, nowadays they can blow you up with a device no bigger than a box of matches. Well, they'll not get me. Then out she comes. I can see her feet coming at me from where I'm lying underneath the car. Approaching like two great black patent Rottweilers. I watch them as they come to rest in my eyeline, and I glare at them. They glare back. I stare at them. I take them on. I look them right in the eye, and I wait. For dear sake, Kenneth, who would want to blow you up? I am a government employee. You're only a dole clerk, Kenneth. And for dear sake, catch yourself all. Only a dole clerk, Kenneth. Only a dole clerk, Kenneth. Only a glorified charity worker. A pen pusher. Not even a real dog. A bloody poodle. Or one of those skittery mongrels that only shits in a litter tray. Not even a real dog. Not even important enough to be on somebody's hit list. Bastards! Have you two got your seatbelts on? Daddy, can I go with you and Granda Ernie to the football match? No. Can I go then, Daddy? No. If he's not taking me, he's not taking you. Isn't that right, Daddy? No. Oh, then you are taking me. What? No. Well, you said you weren't taking him because you were taking me, and that means you're taking me. No, look, you're not going. I don't want to go. I have to go. I have to take Granda 60 cigarettes a day, Ernie, because Granda polluted lungs can't go on his own. And Mommy in her wisdom has decided that Daddy has to take Granda nicotine because he can't get up the steps on his own, because he's inflicted an early death on himself. So thank you very much, Mommy. You don't like my father, do you? No. Ah, good morning, Box D, and how are you this morning? Dead on, Kenneth. And what have we today, Box D? Fresh claims, Kenneth. Oh, I love fresh claims. Love it, love it, love it. Next. Fill that in, sign it at the bottom. Where? There. Sorry, where? Look, do you see where I have put that X? That huge, black, enormous X? That great big hulk of an X, which I put there to make sure you sign in the right place. There. Patrick McArdle. Dependents. 6 children. Oh, fuck's sake, what else would there be? 6 children. Aye. It would have been 7, only she lost one. You know what I mean? Oh dear. Available for work from today? Yes. Yes? Yeah. Right, you'll be wanting family income supplement, no doubt. I'll give you an appointment for tomorrow AM. Sure, I'm here now. So? Well, could I not see those people now? Well, so am I. So you what? Here, now. But I have to come back tomorrow, don't I? Just see, I'm over here in the morning. I have to go to Dublin. Not available for work as out of the country. I'm only going to Dublin for the morning. You're out of the country. But I'm going down on the 8 o'clock and I'm coming back up on the 11 o'clock. You see, I'm just leaving my old ma down. She's gone down to stay with her sister and she's meeting her at the station. you're out of the country. But I'm not even getting off the train. I'm just helping her onto the platform. Look, the train is in a foreign country, and you are on it. So therefore, technically speaking, you are not available for work as you're out of the country. Stand on a platform. A foreign country platform. Well, look, I'm available for work till I get to Newry. And that'll be about 9 o'clock. And on the way back, I'd hit Newry about 12. So like, there's only 3 hours I'm not available for work. And if I was to take a lunch break, and 2 tea breaks, and 2 toilet breaks, and add them together, and do half an hour's overtime, well, I would be available to go to a foreign country and back and do a day's work. So what's the problem? Sunshine. You want an appointment for today, do you, sir? Well, that should be no problem at all. If you would just like to wait over there, I shall call you at the first available appointment. You don't mind waiting, do you, sir? Oh, good. Well, it's just over there. Yes, that's it, where I can watch you. Waiting. And waiting. Waiting. You clever bastard. We sorted that one out, didn't we, Boxty? But then Kenneth. He was trying to make a mug out of me. He was, Kenneth. Well, we know how to sort out those sorts of feckless hellions, don't we, Boxty? We do, Kenneth. But my reckoning, there won't be another appointment until at least tomorrow. But I'm going to enjoy you waiting, Mr. Smart Ass. Yes, Audrey, I will have a cup of tea. And 2 jammy dodgers, please. What? But he always has custard creams. Oh, so he just decided to have one of the last 2 remaining jammy dodgers because he knows I like them, that's why. Well, you tell him I remember that, Audrey. You tell him, Kenneth Norman McCallister will remember that. Next. Hello? Devil, I told you never to call me at work. Jerry doesn't like it. What? What does it say? Honest? Honest? I've been accepted? I can't believe it. Me, they've accepted me. Well, they're all doctors and bank managers and God knows what down there. Oh, it's an honour, all right. What do you mean, don't let you down? What do you think I'm going to do, Deborah? Look, we are all the same on the golf course, love. I bet it's because of that second interview. I told them Philip Morgan comes to our house for dinner. Here, look, get off the phone. I can't wait to see Jerry Duffy's face. 2 years he's been trying to get in. Aye, it's because he's a Catholic. So the club won't admit that. But you know it and I know it and he knows it. Just nobody can prove it. Get off the phone. I want to go into his office and tell him right now. Aye, there's the laugh, eh? He's the supervisor and he can't get accepted. Brilliant! That's one up for me, love. Yeah, look, I'll call you later. Right, bye. Jerry, I dealt with those files like you asked. I've left them with Margaret. Oh, by the way, Jerry, do you fancy a game of golf on Sunday? Sunday is a tough day to get onto the course if you're not a member, Kenneth. Years I've waited for this moment. But I must act casual. I don't want him to feel inferior. Take it all in your stride, Kenneth. Here goes. Well, actually, Jerry, that shouldn't be a problem. You see, I have just been accepted as a member, and as a member, you will be permitted as long as you're with me. So I'll call you later to arrange a time. I had to get out, I had to get straight out the toilets and laugh. I couldn't bear to look back at the envy on his face. The years of gloating with that. I got the job over at Protestant. Look, wiped up his face. Because you'd never be one of us, Jerry. At the end of the day, when the chips are down, when Hardy comes to Hardy, and even when the fat lady sings, we will always stick to our own. Me, a member of the golf club, and him, my boss, having to kowtow to me to get onto the course. Things are looking up for Kenneth Norman McCallister, member of the club. Will you wind your window down, please, Ernie? It's November. I know it's November, Ernie. But you also know, November or not, I don't allow smoking in the car. But seeing as you cannot go 5 minutes without a cancer stick, Ernie, you'll have to contend with the November winds. So you have a choice. You can freeze and smoke, or be warm and stick a patch on. I hope you appreciate this, Ernie. You know, I don't like football. Don't like football? You're not a man at all. You know, I worry about you sometimes. Oh, do you, Ernie, do you? Well, do you also know, Ernie, that your daughter is married to a man who has just been accepted as a member of the golf club? Tell that to your cronies in the Buffs Club. Golf? That's a nice doll's game. I wouldn't impress the boys down at the Buffs. I tell you what would impress them more, but come you down with me and buy them a drink. That's if they let you over the door. They still haven't forgiven me for letting my daughter marry a dole clerk. I was called a traitor. You didn't think it would have been better if she'd married a Fenian? That'd have been more acceptable. Scourge of Ulster is what you are known as down in our club. I have seen grown men reduced to wee children by us. Them men shouldn't have to beg for money of you clients. Them's decent men, out doing a day's work, trying to feed their children. If they're doing a day's work earning, they shouldn't be down at the door. That's the problem. Away back to your own country! What did you shout, Ernie? That car just passed us in front there. It has a Free State range on it. Hope lovers coming up here! So what, Ernie? They're probably up to see a match. Support their team. Support a short, half-baked Fenian lovers. And see through it if they was real Irish. Just as the half of them's English that wasn't good enough to play for England. Oh, and then to find some old Irish bog woman that was supposed to be their granny. They've never set foot in Ireland before. Just they wouldn't know a shillelagh from a hole in the wall. And now, Christ, you think they had started the 1916 Easter Rising? So it'd be all right, Ernie, if they were here to support real Irish, would it? No, it would not. Well, let me look over it. Deborah was telling her ma that now you remember this golf club, we could all go for a wee drink on the Sundays and take the kids. Our ma's well chuffed. She has the Free Man's Club book out already looking for a frock. Oh, they're all doctors and bank managers and what have you. She says, hey, listen, I would be nice to tell a doctor if I'm sick. I'm a civil to a bank manager if I'm looking alone, but do you see when we are all drinking together? I'm as good a man as any man can, son. I drink is a great old leveller. E16 and 17 are in here somewhere. Come on, that's probably them. Should be. Yeah, I will show them dirty Fenian Irish bastards. Yeah, should be. Yeah, aye. No surrender. What's going on here, Ernie? Is this a football match or a crowd of lions waiting for the Christians? They have blood in their nostrils, can I, son? Fenian blood? What's worse than that? Foreign Fenian blood? And what's even more despicable than that? It's mercenary foreign Fenian blood. Oh, look, there's our boys. Ah! Northern Ireland! Northern Ireland! Come on, lads, show them pippish bastards how to play football, eh? Oh, look, there's Billy, bang him for a king, eh? We love you, Billy, we love you so. Just tell them bastards where to go, where? That's our boys, the Billy boys, no problem. Hey, boo! Boo! Look at them Fenian scum. Oh, gee. Long live our noble queen, God save our queen. Makes you feel great to be British when you hear that, can I, son, eh? And look at our lads, all stand the attention, and look at that Irish Republic thing. Moving about! They're all moving about! They can't stop standing! Serves them right. Serves them right having to stand there while we're playing ours. And we're not playing theirs. This is our country. And them's all Fenian Mahalians. Oh, And you see those of them who are not English, they happen to live there anyway. And I'm sure it doesn't disturb them one way or another. And all they want to do is play a game of football. Well, that was a red flag to a ghoul, if ever there was one. Oh, does it not? Does it not? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. They may look like innocent football players, but you see, as far as I'm concerned, they are representing the IRA. Get it? Irish Republican Army, understand? Republic of Ireland, it's the same thing. And if they are prepared to sully themselves by playing underneath the banner of the Republic of Ireland, I don't give a shit if they are from bloody Blackpool or Stoke-on-Trent. Because to me, they're representing the men that shoots our feelers and kills our soldiers. And as far as the Protestant people of Ulster's concerned, they was all Fenian scum. Dirty Fenian scum. There's only one team in Ireland. Come on, lads, take the bollocks out, you bastard. Take the bollocks out, big black bastard. Get them. Where's your spear, you big Ernie, what's wrong with these fucking black men? Some people with them see black men. Away back to the jungle. Here, Charlton, where do you get your players from, man, mate? The sea. And then all around me, trick or treat, trick or treat, trick or treat, trick or... Do you hear that, Kenneth? Do you hear that? Jesus, our boys miss nothing, eh? Grey Stain 7, Ireland, do-da, do-da. Grey Stain 7, Ireland, do-da. Here, listen, Kenneth. They're all doing it now. I started that and now thousands of them has joined in. That was me, Ernie Thompson, Magic, Grace Day 7, Ireland, do-da, do-da, Grace Day 7, Ireland. I felt such shame, ashamed of him, ashamed that I was married to somebody who came from him, ashamed of standing in a place with men just like him. It's beyond words, it's beyond feeling. Grey Steel 7, Ireland 0. Trickered. Men walk into a bar at Halloween, shout, trick or treat, and then mow down 7 innocent people. And then these fucking barbarians are laughing. Surely to God, surely to Christ, these are the people that I'm a part of. Oh, don't. Because I can't fucking handle that. And then I started. Ernie, you are low life at its lowest. You are the finest human being it has ever been my misfortune to know. I wish you were dead. And I could be the first maggot to eat your festered brain. The first worm to bore in your stinking heart. The first dog to shout in your grave. And the last person to see you alive. Because then, Ernie Thompson, then I could say all of this to you. But I look around me. And I see hundreds of other Ernies. And I'm numb. And then I noticed some men looking at me, not chanting or cheering. And I got scared. And I started to open and close my mouth like I was saying what they were saying. And I clocked the man beside me. And I know he's an Irish supporter. Because he has his head buried, hoping that no one will notice him not chanting or cheering. And I wanted to say to him, Me, being nice to a Catholic for no good reason. I wanted to say to him, look at me, mate. I'm just opening and closing my mouth. Just do what I'm doing and you'll be all right. And Ernie was getting more and more obscene. And I wanted to grab that man. I wanted to run out of the place with my hands over his ears. And then a goal for Northern Ireland. And the place erupts. And the man beside me, he stands up and claps. Desperate enough to give himself away. You're not going to the USA! Do-da! Do-da! Oh, God. This isn't a football match. This isn't about who wins. This is about who doesn't win. Please, God, make it a draw. Look at that big bastard. Look at that big bastard. He was born here. Now look at him playing for the Fiend. Look at that big bastard shaking. Turncoat! Traitor! Lundy! Look at that big bastard shaking. Oh, God, get me home. Oh, please get me out of this. And then the crowd in front starts singing The Sash. And Ernie, he joins in with great gusto. Ah, and a skeleton on a bone. Jeremy, then a dig in the ribs from Ernie. Will you sing for fuck's sake? Do you want the boys down there to think that you're some sort of a half-baked prawn or something? Will you sing? And I sing it. I sing it. Spitting out the words. Spewing out the words of a song that I had grown up with. A song that I'd sung with such passion in the past. And now the words and the tune seems so despicable. The sash my father wore. And then a goal for the Republic. And there's a deathly silence. And even the players aren't sure that they've scored because nobody's cheering. And the Irish supporters stand in silence, hoping to Christ that they've got no signs of pleasure on their faces. And the Billy boys are silenced, just for a moment, as their cold eyes scour the grounds, looking for the one Irish supporter who can't control his feelings. And the man beside me, he can't clap or cheer. He just looks blank, hoping to God he has no signs of joy in his face. He just stares ahead. I look at him, and he looks away. I nudge him, and out of the corner of my mouth I say to him, well done. This great rush of adrenaline when I said it. The man, he didn't respond. He probably thought, it's a trick. They want me to give myself away. And why should he trust me in the company of Ernie dead brains here, delirious with hate? And then the sash my father wore starts up again, just to show that the Billy boys won't be silenced for long. And I see the men in front looking at the man beside me. And I hear him trying to sing it. I hear him fighting desperately for the words. And I sing it. I sing it in his ear. Not to provoke him, but to help him. Oh, and a skeleton on the pond. Sure, me father. And he understands what I'm trying to do for him. And he trusts me. And he smiles at me pounding his eardrum. And we both smile at the madness of it all. And at our own small victory. I drove home that night with the dreaded Ernie. I wanted to scream. I wanted to stop a car and throw him out. But then no. I sat there because I hadn't the bottle to challenge him. Too many years of accepting what Ernie accepted. So I sat there in silence, knowing in my guts that Ernie had to be wrong. Of course, where did that leave Kenneth Norman McCallister? Right, Ernie, there you go. And as he took another gulp of air, I prayed to God that it would be his last. But no such luck. You know what, Kenny, son? I don't care if them fiends are getting to America. Sure, they'll get bit anyway. I let them go back to Ireland, bumming and blowing about going to the World Cup. But you see, as far as I'm concerned, tonight, we shoot them. Good night. man like Ernie. 65 years of good old loyal bigotry. 65 years of salt of the earth racism, and 65 years of being at the bottom of the heap. I mean, look at him. He can hardly walk. He can hardly breathe. 50 years of smoking himself to death. But tonight, Ernie is a happy man. Because tonight, Ernie got the chance that he has been waiting for all of those years. Tonight, Ernie expressed himself. Christ help the rest of us, eh? I turned on the car radio. I heard a player being interviewed after the match. An Englishman, born in England of an Irish mother, telling the commentator as he stood in Windsor Park in Belfast that he was happy for all his fans back in Ireland. Back in Ireland? Now this player, who was born in England, playing football for the Republic in Belfast, well, while he was doing that, he was called a dirty, fiend Irish bastard, and to go back to his own country. And on the other hand, a player who was born in Belfast, playing football for Northern Ireland, he was also called a dirty, fiend Irish bastard, because he was accused of playing to lose, because he was a fiend in the first place. She's waving at me out the window. She never waves at me out of the window. She has been watching and waiting. Because tonight she's proud of me. Tonight, I am not just a dole clerk. Tonight, I am a member of the golf club. And now she can up her status at aerobics. Kenny, love, Valerie and Kyle say congratulations. Lisa and Malcolm want to buy you a drink, and Pauline and Stuart pretended to be dead chuffed. But I knew as soon as I told them that Pauline was dead jealous. Because it was a few seconds silence before she said, "Oh, Deborah, I'm delighted for you." She was just the same when I told her that Philip Morgan was coming to our house for dinner. Car. But, Deborah, I have never witnessed such a despicable display of hatred as I have tonight. I can imagine. But wait till I tell you, Valerie's going to get her mummy to knit you a sweater. You know the ones with the wee golfers on? And she only does it for ones that are members of clubs, which is this thing, but only doing it for ones that are actually proper members. Deborah, they were shouting, "Trick or treat." Christ, how can anybody stoop so low? They're all scum, sure, one side's as bad as the other. Ignore them. Oh, here. The kids don't mind they can't get the new computer. I sat them down and said, "Look, Daddy's a member of the golf club now, and it's going to mean a lot of money. And it's a big..." Deborah, I'm talking about your father. Your father was ranting and raving like a man possessed by hatred and racism and bigotry. Don't mind my daddy. Do you know what he's like at football matches? Oh, here. What did Jerry say? I bet he was livid. You got your own back, didn't you? Here, come on, we'll have a glass of wine. I think we've got a bottle left over from last Christmas. And then I cracked. "Deborah, will you listen to me? You stupid, empty-headed bitch! But I don't want Jerry to be livid, do you know that? I don't want Jerry to feel like shit. I don't want him to go home to his wife and kids thinking that I'm out to get him for no other good reason than because he's a Catholic. Isn't that pathetic? Then you don't want your husband to be pathetic, do you? You want your husband to be a man and stand by his beliefs, like your disgusting father. And all you care about is me wearing a hand-knit sweater with a knitted golfer hitting a knitted golf ball with a knitted fucking golf club. But I didn't. Because there are thousands of Deborahs married to thousands of Kenneths. And I hadn't the balls to be the Kenneth that took on the Deborah. And how could I blame her? How could I blame her when I didn't even know what I believed myself? And all I knew was something was happening to me. But how could I stand there and look back at my whole life in one night? So instead, I had a glass of wine with my wife. And I tried to forget that awful night in November. Morning, Box D. What happened today? The usual, Kenneth. Oh, the usual? How unusual. Next. Oh, you again? What happened to you then? Train strike? Huh? No. You made me wait over there for 4 hours yesterday, knowing full well I'd have to come back here again today. I'm sure you sleep easy in your bed with the satisfaction of making people like me feel like shite. Well, here, I want to tell you something, mate. I have 6 kids. 6 kids. And do you see, if I thought for 1 minute that one of them was going to grow up and treat another human being the way you treated me yesterday, I would break their 2 legs to make sure that they never worked. Now, will you just get on with this, please? Because the longer I have to sit here looking at you, looking at me like I'm some sort of scum, the more I want to put my fist down your throat. I looked at him. I looked into his eyes. And I had to get up and walk away. Because I saw years of having to accept people like me treating him like dirt. Years of having to put up with my pathetic bigotry. Years of knowing that because he was a Catholic and out of work Catholic, that he had to accept being treated like he was nothing. No worth. I looked into his eyes and I had to get up and walk away. Because he was right. Excuse me, I'll get somebody else to take over. Sorry. I stood in the middle of the office. I stood and I looked at myself. I looked at myself sitting there for 15 years. 15 years. I've never looked into the eyes of anybody. Thousands of faceless people with no eyes, no souls, no feelings. Many years of resentment, bitterness, and pettiness, and humiliation just to make me, Kenneth McCallister, as somebody. My head was spinning. I wanted to scream. I wanted to jump up on the counter with 1,000 gyros in my hand and just throw them at people and say, here, go on, take it. Take the money. Go and spend it whatever you like. Drink, horses, bingo. It doesn't matter. Just go and have a good time on me. I felt like I was standing there for hours just fantasizing about it. Just fantasizing about what I would do if I wasn't a stupid little man. A stupid, soulless little prick. If it was even possible to change. I mean, was it? Is it? Audrey, I don't care if he hit the last jammy dodge of the day again. You know that? I don't care if he turns into a bloody jammy dodger. Just give me everything you have, and I don't want tea today. I want coffee. Black coffee, all right? You're right, Jerry. I shouldn't have snapped at Audrey like that. I will go and apologise. I didn't know you liked football, Kenneth. What? What did you say, Jerry? I said I saw you at the match last night, Kenneth. But you were too far away to attract your attention. I didn't know you liked football. He looked at me. He looked into my eyes. I felt like he'd watched me commit a terrible crime. I'm sorry, Jerry. I'm sorry. That wasn't me. I mean, yes, I was there, but I was scared too. I mean, that's why you saw me opening and closing my mouth. But I swear to you, Jerry, I swear to God, I said nothing. I mean, they don't speak for me, you know that. Oh, but they do speak for you, Kenneth. Think about it, Kenneth. Think about the golf club and you throwing it in Jerry's face. Think about the resentment and the bitterness you felt when Jerry got the job and he's not a prod, Kenneth. Oh, they do speak for you, because you're one of them. You've always been one of them. I don't think that you can hide away in your nice wee semi and close your eyes and ears to it. Don't think because now you're a member of the golf club you can hide behind your hand-knit sweater, because you're one of them and you can't escape, Kenneth. So come on, tell Jerry that. Tell him, Kenneth. Tell him! Tell him! Tell him! I had to take her down. I had to take her down. No interest myself, Jerry. It was a bit scary, like, wasn't it? A bit hostile. Didn't notice that. Oh, well, Kenneth, we expected that. We were prepared for that. Were you, Jerry? Oh, were you scared, Jerry? Well, it wasn't exactly laid back about it, you know what I mean? Well, that's say they expected it. I mean, it's a pity. It really spoiled it for everybody. It spoiled it for the players. I mean, they could not perform properly. Pity. Terrible pity. I drove home with Jerry's words pounding in my brain. Pity. Pity. He pities me. He pities many people. Who the fuck does he think he is? Him that was dragged up in some Fenian gutter somewhere? He pities me. I drove back to Windsor Park. I saw myself back there. I stood in the middle of the pitch and I shouted at the forwards, "Will you shut up? They're not frightened of you. They pity you. They're laughing at you. So will you just shut up? You're a joke. Shut the fuck up. Trick or treat. Trick or treat. Trick or treat. Will you shut up? Don't let them pity you. Just shut up. Shut up. Shut up." Kenny, love, look at this. It says, "Congratulations on your success." And inside the card it says, "To Kenneth, well done from Pauline and Stuart." She's even drawn a wee golfer on it. But that really galled her. Still, thoughtful. I looked at her. I looked at my wife. And I said to myself, I don't love you. You have become a habit. Just like my jammy Dodgers and my own special mug. Whenever we just exist together. Deborah, do you fancy going out for a meal tonight? We'll go for a meal. We'll get a babysitter. We'll go for a meal and a bottle of wine. Are you right in the head, Kenneth? Yeah, I know. I want to take you for a meal. Is there something wrong? What is it? No, nothing. Look, I want to go for a meal. You and me, just us. Have you lost your senses? A, it's a Thursday night. B, we cannot afford it. And C, you know I'm on a diet. So will you for dear sake catch yourself on? I hate it when she does that. I hate it when she does her ABCs. Nothing is just yes or no or even maybe. It's always an AB, an ABC. Never just A. Or even AB. It's always three. Always. Deborah, for once, just for once, will you do something that shocks me? Just for once, will you not answer me with ABC? Will you, for dear sake, keep your voice down, please? The children. Deborah, look at me. Look at your loyal, boring husband. And tell me, do you love me? There is something wrong, isn't there? Have you been drinking? No, Deborah, I've been thinking. For the past 10 years, we haven't thought about anything that is worth a damn to anybody. I mean, all you think about you, and all I think about me, and what we really care about is what other people think about us. And those same people, well, they don't give two damns what we do or think, because they're just like us, thinking only about themselves. So what is the point, Deborah? What is the point? And if you say A, B, or C, I will scream. But she didn't. She said nothing. She just stood there with desperate confusion in her eyes. I've lost my husband. That's the look that the poor girl had on her face. My husband is dead. And he's standing there looking at me. I wanted to hug her, comfort her, tell her it would be all right. But I looked at her. I looked at her sad little face with the tears in her eyes. And I saw the wee girl with the dolls in her palm, dreaming of the white dress, the two kids, the nice semi and the good, loyal husband until death us do part. It didn't matter that she didn't love me, really. Isabel doesn't love Ernie. And Ernie does not love Isabel. They exist together. Why should I destroy all of that for her? She walked away from me. She walked up the hall. She picked up the youngest and she held him to her. And the eldest one, he held her hand. Why are you crying, Mommy? She said nothing. She just stood there quietly weeping. And the eldest one, he looked at me with his big, sad, accusing eyes. And I had to get out. I had to get away from those eyes. But I stopped. I stopped. And I'm turning back. Look, I'm sorry, love. I'm sorry. Kids, go and play. Let me talk to your mama. Did you mean all of that, Kenneth? No, love. No, I'm just a bit pissed off at work at the minute. I took it out on you. Are you sure, Kenneth? Yeah, yes, I'm sure. And she smiled. Not believing me, but knowing for the sake of her whole life, her whole existence, that she must make herself believe me. That she will make herself believe me. With the same will and determination that she does her step-ups and aerobics. The same rigour that she puts into cleaning this house. The same dedication she has for making sure that her kids are going to pass the 11 plus. And the same willpower she has for self-sacrifice to better herself. Because it's all part of the same thing. It's all part of the same thing. See, we are the perfect prods. We come in kits. We're standard regulation made from the one design. We're like those fitted kitchens you can get, you know, with exact spaces for standard cookers and fridges. Our dimensions never vary. And that's the way we like it. But what happens when the kits get put together and the appliances don't fit the spaces? It's chaos. Mayhem. We can't cope. We can't cope. I knew then that I had to stop. I had to stop before I destroyed my wife and our put up of a little life. No. Oh, to look back now could only spell total disaster. So that night, Kenneth McCallister vowed that he would never look back again. I had to train myself. Not to think, not to see. Just keep your head down and get on with it. I didn't want to watch the news. I didn't want to think about who I was, where I came from, what I was supposed to think. I didn't want to listen to the men that I had voted for, saying nothing. Only, we won't change, we won't budge, we won't give in. I tried to pretend that I was living in some insignificant little town in the middle of England, safe and protected and surrounded, which was bearable. Until one night, as I headed for my car after work. Are you having trouble with your car there, Jerry? I'm having trouble with my car. I think I'll go and order a taxi, Kenneth. Oh no, Jerry, I'll give you a lift home. What was I saying? Jerry lived on the other side of the town. Bandit country. Well, I've never been up there before in my life. I've no desire to go there. Yet I was curious. I wanted to know beyond that man. I wanted to know where he lived. What his house looked like. What his wife looked like. What he had for his tea. What he thought about things. I could never imagine it. For some daft reason, I wanted to know. I could hear the other Kenneth in my head saying, "Don't do it. Don't do it, Kenneth. Remember what you promised yourself for the sake of your wife and your kids and your put up with a little life. Don't do it, Kenneth." That'll be all right, Jerry. You see, she goes to aerobics on a Monday night, and the kids, will they be at their grannies? Don't need to rush home. I drove up the Falls Road. I'd never been on the Falls Road in my life. The sun was shining, and the road was heaving with women and kids, and black cabs and army tanks and normality. And I felt like a stranger in a foreign country, not sure of the territory, thinking that they were all looking at me, knowing that I was the enemy. But nobody paid me a